All right, now if you've been watching my channel, you will know that I really appreciate companies that have innovative and cool ideas that they bring to the market, especially companies that I tend to like. And that's why I'm really kind of pumped to talk here today about this one right here. Now this is the Freewell Pro Card Reader, and this thing solves a lot of problems that I've personally encountered for years out in the field. I want to talk about what this is and how it might be something that'd be a great thing to throw in your bag, especially when you're getting ready to go and do those long shoots. Anyway, and one note about this, Freewell did send me this to review, so keep that in mind as I'm talking about this. But that being said, I've actually worked with a lot of Freewell devices in the past. They're just a really solid company. I've really never had a bad experience with them, so I was excited to get this and check it out. But just make sure you know I'm not being paid for this. They don't get to review this in any way, shape, or form. They just wanted to get my honest thoughts and opinions, and that's what I'm giving you here. Now, one thing that we all know is that there's been kind of a traditional problem if you are a shooter out there, and that is most of us are out there running around doing multiple capture platforms and systems when we're shooting. We're shooting with, like, say, a drone. Maybe we have an Osmo Pocket over here. And what happens is you get home at the end of the day and you've got all these different cards that you've got to go and ingest into your computer. It can absolutely be a nightmare to just have all these card readers, and especially some things like you might be able to find, say, a CF Express Type A, but not a CF Express Type B reader all in one thing. So that's where this Freewell Pro Card Reader really comes in, because Freewell claims that they can do all of that in one reader. They can handle both CF Express Type B and A, TF micro SD cards, and regular SD cards right here in one handle. So being able to handle all four formats here in kind of one compact reader, this really solves a lot of the problems that you're gonna have out there on the road. And what I love about it, this is just a really sleek, practical solution for something that I encounter on almost every shoot I've ever gone on. Now, if you look at the front, you can sit there and see exactly where this 4-card reader system comes in. So you can obviously see it's got a micro SD, it's got a CF Express A and B, in addition to a regular SD card. And it's all right there, nice and easy and compact. And what's cool about this, it actually doesn't stop there. It actually has a backup duty as a actual card carrier as well. So this thing can hold a lot of extra cards. It can hold up to 6 TF or micro SD cards, 3 SD cards, and 1 CF Express B and 1 CF Express A card. And on top of it, knowing that you probably do use your phones for a fair amount of stuff, it's actually got a little SIM card release tool right here. I actually found this very useful. Even when I'm not shooting it, I was actually in the field one time and my SIM card got knocked loose in my phone and I couldn't get any calls on it. So I needed to have one of these in the middle of nowhere to be able to pop up and get my phone to work again. And having this tool really was a lifesaver to have. So as you can see, this thing is just really versatile, but you know, having the card slots, that's a nice thing, but this is, let's be honest, a card reader. And this thing, you want a card reader if you're out there, especially after a long day of shooting, you want a card reader. Honestly, it needs to do 2 things. It needs to be reliable, and ideally, it needs to be fast. And this is another part of the design that I really thought was cool, is the fact that this has a built-in USB-C 3.2 capable of handling up to 2 terabytes of data. So this means you can absolutely crank things up if you have a USB-C port that's fast enough to get your data downloaded fast and burn through those cards and not spend all night downloading information. And one thing I did like about it is they actually, if you have like an older computer, especially if you're out in the field, they actually have an adapter for a USB 2 that basically plugs in there, and this thing is designed to still optimize the speed here from your reader. So even if you don't have a USB-C port, you still are gonna get the maximum speed you can from this USB-A with this little adapter that comes with it. And when you're done, what I love about this is, check this out. You just fold it right back up. It folds nice and neat, and the whole thing goes in, and you basically just slide it in, you're good to go, and now the whole thing goes into a nice compact little package. And I do want to talk about the packaging of this thing too, because I do think this is worth mentioning, because I know when I'm using readers like this, I'm usually out in a field throwing these things in bags and stuff. And I love the fact this thing's got this nice metal case, really solid metal. So you know your reader and things in there are going to be protected, especially if you're having cards in there. And then when it's all in there, I can just put that in there, pop it up, and I'm not worried about this breaking. This thing feels really solid. I just really love the look and sleek of this, and I just think it looks honestly kind of cool too. Okay, now whenever I do a review anything, I like to point out what I consider any room for improvement, just so you fully know if this makes sense for you or not. Don't have a huge amount on this because it does everything, so I've been really impressed with what it does. I'd have to say, if you want me to completely find something to nitpick about, I would say I love the fact that they included this really fast USB-C to USB-A adapter in there, but unfortunately you can't store that here with the device itself. It's free, it's outside of the device. Totally understand that because of how much they crammed in there, but it'd be cool if there was just some way to just have some little way to slip that in there so you always have the adapter as part of that. Not a deal breaker, I can easily put this in my laptop bag, but that's just me being picky because honestly this thing is pretty darn good. But anyway guys, I thought I would just share this because this is a really, really cool product that can do things that I haven't been able to see a lot of people do, which is to get that CF Express A and B capacity to download all in one space. And the other good thing is once you have this thing plugged into your computer, it can read all 4 cards simultaneously, which is a really, really nice thing if you want to look at stuff quickly when you're out in the field. Anyway guys, let's hear what you have to say with this. Leave me notes and comments down below. And yeah, I gotta keep on shooting. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.